Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all our worldwide audience and IIUans. I, Professor Nada Ratkovic, the co-founder of IIU Europe, the president of IIU Research Center, country director Croatia, and board member of IIU, heartily welcome you all. The big and warm gulf to encompass you all from the International Internship University on this auspicious occasion on the G20 Summit 2023, jointly organized by the G20 International envisaged topics for the summit today as digitalization and innovation with our presidency, the next production revolution, MPR. Let us first start with the prayer. Our delegates are traveling to India on the BICAP, on the biggest international interactive project. So for IIU, Georgia team, for all delegates who are traveling, a prayer for a safe travel. Oh God, our Heavenly Father, whose glory fills the whole creation, and those presents we find wherever we go. Preserve those who travel, surround them with your loving care, protect them from every danger, and bring them in safety to their journeys and through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Our Piyush Pandit, the founder, the visionary educationist, always had a dream to provide education to every learner across the world. He believes that the world is changing drastically, so there is no need to make changes in the education system. With this thought, Sir Piyush Pandit concocted the world's first digital internship university, International Internship University, IIU, in 2020. IIU is providing quality, skill-based, affordable, accessible, location-independent, and skill-based digital education to all the learners across the globe, along with the internship opportunities and research facilities through its 1,000-plus virtual courses to all learners across the globe through the platform of MIA-OC, the massive open online courses, accredited and affiliated with World Education Organization, International Accreditation Organization, with the United Nations. And so, in the short span of time, IIU has spread its wings in 195 countries, 6 continents, with a team of 1,000-plus experienced and qualified global educators across the world. IIU is registered in India, Australia, Nepal, and with the USA government. Digital education by IIU is for all, without any hurdles, as per the own wish of the learners and without any financial stress, which is easily accessible in every corner of the world. So, welcome today to the group of 20 G20. It is a paramount platform for fostering international economic cooperation, pivotal in shaping and fortifying the global framework with governance concerning crucial economic matters worldwide. India proudly assuming the presidency of the G20 from December 1, 2022 to November 30, 2023, embraces the opportunity to spear down the changes, guided by the resolution leader of Dr. Srividya Sukumar from United Arabian Emirates and with unwearying support from the esteemed International Internship University Core Committee and team, we are prepared to unveil a transformative initiative. IIU is poised to launch an empowering endeavor to revolutionize the world of women and social entrepreneurs. Additionally, we are set to convene a esteemed worldwide think to foster comprehensive discussions with the upcoming G20 summit being organized virtually. We have the unprecedented opportunity to transcend geographical boundaries and bring together brilliant minds from all corners of the globe. We can pave the way for a future where everyone can thrive through collaboration, innovation, and collective determination. Let us join hands, united in our pursuit of the world where every individual, irrespective of their gender or circumstances, can unleash their full potential and contribute to progress, the prosperity of our global community. Together, we can make a lasting impact and create a legacy of equality for the generations. So, enhancing career exploration and decision making, developing essential skills, building a global perspective, networking opportunities, gaining confidence and self awareness, applying classroom knowledge, gaining a competitive edge. So, IIU recognize this value of internships, and we are dedicated to promote internships from the 10th grade to higher education worldwide. Internships are fair, transformative educational experience, empowering students to become well-rounded individuals with a deep understanding of their chosen fields by promoting internships from the 10th grade to higher education worldwide. Let me now invite our team IIU core team member, Dr. Virginia Riviera. Dr. Virginia, welcome.
Thank you so much, Professor Nada. I am so happy to be here today. Thank you all for being with us today. And you have already mentioned part of our great team. You've mentioned our founder, Mr. Piyush Pandit. You've also mentioned Dr. Shrividya Sukumar and yourself being the leaders in this incredible team. We also have with us, we have Dr. Ermina Rauersku. She's from Croatia and she's a moderator and a researcher fellow. With us also, we have in this great team, Dr. Snigdha Kadam, that everybody knows, and she's a product coordinator. Professor Nada, we all know. We also have with us in this incredible team, Dr. Inga Silva from Georgia. And we also have Dr. Sandy Balhari that she will be here, I think, shortly. And she's also a moderator and a research fellow. My name is Virginia Rivera, as she said before, and I am from Puerto Rico. I am very excited to be here as part of the United States of America. I also would like to thank our community partners. One of them is the GSFN, and it has been established to provide a common platform that helps its members' financial institutions benefit from opportunities emerging through transformation to sustainable economy. They support its members in developing capacities to integrate sustainability across the board. They foster initiatives that help build public-private partnerships by promoting sustainable lending and investment. They offer networking opportunities to members, financial institutions, multilateral organizations, government bodies, business and industry, and other stakeholders. They provide a forum to support the development and execution of sustainable financial policies and practices. They present a marketplace for members to promote their sustainable finance expertise, business ideas, products, and services, and to search for partners to develop and execute programs, projects, and activities. We also have the IGEN. IGEN handle is a numerous and has many, many names. A name is called Generation Z, which was doomed when we first initially thought about it to failure because there was no context provided by a Generation Y preceding it. That generation of those born between 1981 and 1995 became better known as the Millennials. Other Generation Z replacements included the Homeland Generation, Centennials, Post-Millennials, the Founders, iGeneration, and no doubt others. This generation has its own moniker. It's far from unusual, given the names of population groups. Those several periods ranging between 12 and 25 years were known as the Lost Generation, the Interbellum Generation, the Greatest Generation. Not only has this generation become the largest social cohort, it's outnumbering millennials and baby boomers. The iGen generation, or the iGeners, is also the most ethnically diverse generation compared to its predecessors. So this is the great, great team that makes this wonderful summit today. Thank you, and welcome to all.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Virginia. Let us call our amazing Dr. Srividya Sukumar, who is initiator of this great G20 summit with our IIU.
Thank you, Dr. Nada, for the warm welcome on behalf of IIU, and also Dr. Virginia for introducing our team for today. and owing to which I would like to throw some light about G20, which most of us know by now exactly. What is G20 is all about? It's an international body which was created in the year 1999 that provides a forum for strategic economic communication between the industrialized and the developing countries. So the G20 originated as a response to the economic crisis of the late 1990s, and it expanded on the work of group of 7 in the beginning. And they later on it evolved to a group of 8, G8, and then it became G20, which comprised of the 19 countries. To name a few over here on this platform: Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, Mexico, Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, South Korea, Turkey, and the United Kingdom and the United States with the European Union. They form the 19 countries, and they all meet to discuss on the global crisis, the global economic crisis, and how to uplift that. On that note, we have come up with this forum of G20, where we have structured, we have planned for schedule of events throughout with the G20 series. So owing to which today we are going to talk about the next production revolution. When we talk about next production revolution, as we all know exactly what is it about, it is more related to digitalization and innovation. When we talk about digitalization and innovation, when it comes to that, what is that? It's about coming up to the mark of exactly what is requirement, in the sense like workforce which is required for enabling ourselves, equipping ourselves to meet the demands of the future. That's what is all about. Next production revolution is all about. And owing to which we've extended a warm welcome to all our speakers of the today who are gathered here with us, who's going to talk to us more about the productivity and the technologies of the next production revolution, the digital technologies in the future production, bioproduction and industrial biotechnology, nanotechnology, 3D printing and production environment, new materials which are involved in it, and the diffusions also should be taken care of, because that's what we can just contribute to our governments to do, and the public acceptances and the new technologies. Owing to which this is what we are sum it up as NPR project, which is going to be the highlight of today. On that note, we would like to welcome our chief guest for the day, Mr. Meher Al-Kabi. Mr. Meher Al-Kabi is an independent board member, and he's a chairman of BOG, and he's a motivational speaker and advisor to which is called as Cradle to Cradle. And he always has a very big space in circular economy. When we talk about sustainability, when we talk about renewable digital economy, metaverse W.30. And Mr. Meher Al-Kabi is a visionary leader and a seasoned banker with over 29 years of experience in the banking and the IT industry. And that's how we have requested his presence over here amidst us today. He is an extensive expertise in the board membership, Islamic banking, wholesale and consumer banking, risk management systems, finance and operation and technology, with incorporation in compliance with sales and distribution with the business development. And he serves as the chairman of the board of governance of school and on board of several companies. On that note, we would like to extend a warm welcome to Mr. Meher Al-Kabi on behalf of IIU and G20 International. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We are so privileged to have you amidst us today, and thanks for joining us today. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Srividya. I'm a very kind note of you, very long one as well. So I truly appreciate it. Very humbled with that. First of all, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening for those who are, it's in evening time. We cover the entire spectrum of the universe in terms of timings. Very important topics we're going to be talking about in the areas of which is there. Of course, there are other areas are there, but these are very key ones happening globally today. I keep on getting invited in a lot of technology forums, particularly to talk about technology, and reason being, I personally believe technology going to be the cornerstone and the bedstone for anything innovation going to happen. It has been the trend for the past so many centuries, but the evolvement of that thing, you can see how technology is actually shaping our future and the humanity as we move forward. I'm sure the key panelists will actually drill down and go deep into each of these topics and give more perspective. I'll try to give my perspective on some of these areas. What are the key challenges that we're facing today globally? And what is the way forward that we need to make sure that the adoption of this thing to happen? To start with, first of all, the new material, the next generation thing. We've seen scientists has been working for centuries of time, and even the people who are not even scientists, how to come up with material which are light, resilient, usable, and sustainable for to protect our environment in terms of how do we mine and so forth. An example of that thing are many. Look at the planes which have been manufactured 20, 30 years ago, and the planes which are manufactured even today. The fabric, the material they use today, they're more efficient, so they're less gas house emission is happening to them. So it's very lighter material. Like that, many other things are getting discovered. Graphene is another key material which is being mined and looked and being developed, which is much more resilient and stable today. A very important example, then whenever we give about sustainability, seldomly we focus a lot about aviation industry and how it is really contributing very high in terms of greenhouse gas emission. But most of us probably know that the industry, industry, particularly when it comes to aviation, it only contributes 2% of the world gas emission. That doesn't mean we should not work on finding solution for them, but that also actually makes us to think of what are other things where the greenhouse gas emission are very high. So the fossil fuel industry is one of them, but the building and the materials and construction, the factories are another one of them. So the building itself are emitting a lot of gas and emission. So if you talk about technology from that perspective, there are a concept of cradle to cradle. It's created, of course, the concept being pioneered by two scientists, an American and German. He also came up with a book, William McDonald, and he's actually a civil engineer. And as we speak today, he's actually creating high-rise building where they can be demolished and reconstructed somewhere else, so you can be able to use the material, which is a wow factor. If you look at it, it's mind-boggling. How can a high-rise building can be changed and transformed and reused, and which is the sustainable factor of it. There's another company called IMOT in San Francisco, southern of San Francisco. What they do to try to see how can we repurpose and redevelop the schools, which in a modular basis, whereby when you develop these schools and even other communities, you'll be able to reuse them by removing them as a block. So they'll become like a Lego block. You can remove them anytime and reuse them somewhere else. You've got so many malls in the US today which need to be demolished. Unfortunately, there are more than 20 million tons of these construction material are getting into landfill. So rethinking of our designing will be a key factor in terms of moving forward. When it comes to digital technologies, the other theme, the other trends that we have in the future production, you can see the emerging trends. I think the talk of the town and the globe is all about AI. How AI is going to be shaping our world futurely and now, and which is emanates from machine learning, which is about understanding data and analytics. And that's going to be shaping our future, to be honest with you. It's like the fourth industrial revolution we were talking about, AI come and actually jumps so fast in taking that over. However, it has pros and cons, and we need to make sure that we use it in a better way. When we look at design technologies, how do we make sure that the way we produce things are different? So today we are known of mass production, but how do we move and make it more of a customizable? Just to give you a few examples, most of these wedding designer clothes that we have today, the stats shows that about anything between 40 to 50% are not even sold. So where do they go? Most of them go to landfill. I know a lot of companies claims that many of them are getting reused for repurposes. It's a very tiny one percentage to be real about it. So many of them actually are gone to the landfill. So how do we stop that? The new technologies are allowing us to make that happen by virtually creating things, and by you ordering what you want, by you looking at the new design. And once you say, I'd like to have that design, I would like to make it purpose for myself, then the production can happen. I was also in a forum talking about the BCI, another emerging trend, which has been going on for quite some time, but it's a reality. I think it's going to become a mainstream in probably 10 years' time. How do we make sure that we are able to read the brains, read those signals, and able to use them for whatever we want to do? These are one of the strong emerging trends happening. Of course, there are pros and there are cons to that thing, and we need to be mindful of that thing. When we talk about the 3D printing and the gaming environment, there's a lot of the 3D printing is going to be another breakthrough that we have to happen. To give you a practical example, the International Space Center today, when the rocket goes over there, they do not take all the material required. They're actually able to 3D print the material in the Space Center. So what does that lead to? So the now rocket has to go lighter a little bit, less greenhouse gas emission, of course, with the new technology of how to launch rockets as well in the place. But with the help of 3D, we're able to print a lot of materials in the Space Center today, and we don't need this shuttling which need to happen back and forth. So those are also very, very strong trends. And I think another 15 years, this is going to be a mainstream in terms of 3D printing. Gaming industries, I know it was very primitive. When I started developing games, I was about 8, 9 years old. Computers were very primitive at that point of time, and how industry has completely transformed the gaming industry. People, even adults to children, are into it, and it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. But gaming is not only to play games. Gaming are today used by a lot of large corporations in terms of training their staff to making it even in a virtual world as well, so they can recoup and reskill very, very quickly. So these are some of the emerging trends. Of course, there are nanotechnology and many things are happening and coming up, but there are a lot of challenges which are there. One of the key challenges, I believe, which is there, how do we make sure that we have kind of a central body which are creating guidelines for all these things, particularly when it's the area of AI that a lot of people are worried the future is going to be really very challenging. Will the computers, will the robots take over? These are key hot topics getting discussed on day-to-day basis, almost on how do we address these kind of things. So we need to have a body which will guide. For example, in UAE, we've established a VARA, which is making sure all these virtual things that are happening today, we have a guiding principles for them. So we're trying to use a referee, not actually to curtail the development. We make sure the development is happening, but we make sure that there is a governance around it, so it is done in a proper fashion as well. The second key challenge is, how do we unify these guidelines? Every country, like the European sector is coming up with their own, the US is coming with their own, the Far East coming with their own, Middle East are coming, they're still striding and they're coming up with their own. How do we make sure that there are some alignment and unification in these guidelines so that technology can even progress further? So there should not be one country above the other in terms of knowledge sharing and so forth. How do we invest in these technologies? How do we make sure all the startups getting the right funding so they can actually progress and provide this for the human development of it? How do we also promote these technologies when you're taking back to the schooling? Today we're talking about it, and most of us over here are kind of already seeing these technologies. But how do we teach our children who are in the schools and universities? How do we re-educate them? How do we make sure that they're aware of the new trends which are coming up in the future so they can also be better equipped for the future? Another thing is, I think the rate of adoption itself, it's a challenge for many countries. We don't want to be countries who are left over. It's all about making sure that everybody gets the pie of the share. So we don't want countries to be like Kodak or Nokia. Kodak being a company more than 100 years globally, but unfortunately, because they did not adapt to the evolving technologies, Kodak, while exists today, but it's not a mega trend which used to be there before. But last and not the least, how do we make sure that the risk of not collaborating or collaborating with each other and providing, making a level playing field for everybody to be there and make sure that everybody share this technology. So what I believe is, the message I would like to leave all of us with is, how do we make sure that we start the way we have been collaborating in many things? How do we make sure we collaborate in this technology by creating bodies in the country, within the country, and regionally, and even globally? We've got the UN, which tackles many of the political things that are happening. How do we create other bodies who are looking after these technologies? I know I'm part of some of these international bodies in terms of the emerging trends in technology, but how do we make sure that's a mainstream by most of the countries coming in and sharing their expertise, and how do we collaborate and how do we move forward? And my message is always, it's all about a two-way street. You cannot make it happen alone. Everybody has to come together to progress. If we leave it to the people alone to make their own strides, the alignment will be always left alone, and that's going to be a challenging thing. So it's very, very important. These shaping technologies was going to shape the humanity. I pray constantly that we always come. I think this is a good platform that we have diverse people over here. We can probably take this message back to our countries, communities, people we talk to. How do we foster the collaboration between amongst self, and we move forward? With that, I really thank you very much for inviting me, Dr. Srividya, and wish you all the best in the coming hours in discussing the 7 key areas that you have.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mahar. As usual, it was a brilliant start for our evening. well, not compromising on any of the sketches, NPR project sketches, and you have just outlined the opportunities, risks, and economic and the policy ramifications of a set of technologies which are likely to be important for the production over the next years of 2030 as well. And of course, as you rightly mentioned, number of key technologies from ICTs and the robots to the new materials have contributed to the productivity that they currently do. Well, we are not going to miss on discussing about the new technologies that will create jobs through many direct and indirect channels to productivity rising technologies, which will benefit firms and the economy overall with Industry 4.0. And of course, as you rightly mentioned, when we have a good thing, there's always something to be a disadvantage that we need to be taken care of. On that note, we are really going to talk about the diffusion as well, with a considerable time owing to which and the new technologies to diffuse throughout the economy and the productivity effects which are fully realized. And definitely how effective all these institutions are going to be, are going to take it forward, take it back to the country, and with the package, and that's what they're going to discuss about. And they're going to really, it's going to be a brainstorming session with all our eminent speakers on board with us. And definitely, Mr. Meher, you have given a brilliant start for us today evening. It was wonderful having you here, and we would like to have you for more and more sessions with us. Thank you. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Over to Dr. Nada. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, great Dr. Maked. It was really amazing. Great start. Already I can say you covered all what we will today discuss with the problems, with everything. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now it's the time to start with our first speaker. From United Arab Emirates, we are going to the Philippines. We are going to the Philippines, and with us is an amazing Dr. Frolian D. Mobo. He's an assistant director at the Philippine Merchant Marine Academy, also a researcher by heart. So what to say, 2, 3 masters, 2 doctorates, and etc. Dr. Mobo, you are welcome. And he will today enlighten us on that topic, digital technologies and the future production. Welcome, Dr. Mobo.
Yes, good evening from the Philippines. So, I'd like to share my PPT first, then discuss about the digital technologies. Let me share my PowerPoint. Okay, so this is about the digital technologies on the future production. So my topic will focus on the future production. Actually, it was being done right now. It's about more the publication on the research and even in book publication. So that's why it was included also in my background. So part of that, when we say technology platforms, it can substantially improve for the learning in part of the current technologies that we are using today, because there are a lot of frameworks that we can use even in the start of other philosopher based on Pogge's explanation. There are a lot of platforms that can help, of course, to draw on the system cognitive, educational, and of course, part of the research. It's very important for us because of innovations can help us to innovate new things, for example, including the ICT, including the other technologies, the Education 4.0, the IoT. It can be merged and it can acquire future technologies. That's why in the publications right now, we are using other technologies. For example, by using a platform that we can submit and publish our articles immediately. Unlike before, we are doing it manually, but right now, because of the technology, we can use other platforms, for example, the open journal systems and other platforms that can be done for publications, especially for online publications. So it is very essential for technologies because it is critical. For example, another application that we have using Grammarly, it can help us to fast track all by checking accurately or the grammar and other things that we use, especially for proofreading and other scholarly activity. And of course, part of it, we can also use, of course, very familiar with us is the SPSS for the statistics. We can use this program as part of doing our data analysis and interpretation, especially for analyzing a particular tables, analyzing particular problems or graph using this kind of software deal. So this is a platform that we can use. And of course, the core function of this, of course, based on what we have, it can have a statistic analysis, a visual designer that can help us to solve a particular interpretation. And of course, part of the technology that we have right now using, for example, Google Scholar and other platforms for indexing database, for example, Scopus, the Web of Science, and other research database can allow us, of course, to provide a simple way to search for Scholar. And from that, it can guide us to look for a particular profile of a researcher. Then it can notify if a particular author has been cited or publish an article using this technology platform online. So which means that even in the research publications right now, in the future productions right now, we are using technology platforms that can aid us to help us for possible future publication in a fastest way. And of course, this can help us to properly update our citations in other scholarly work. And it can, of course, it can rank us, of course, in our scholarly activities. It can guide us for citations and other possible ranking. And of course, when we check similarity indexes, we can also use plagiarism checker for an easier way when we publish an article. This is one way we're working with other educators to develop technology to support and enhance learning for possible quality outputs that we're doing, especially in the publications right now, even in the book industry, even in research, we're doing using technology platforms as one way to help us to say that we can have high standards in giving quality, possible, productive way in the publication industry. So that would be all on my part. So thank you, and once again, good evening.
Thank you so much, Dr. Moja. I am really, really happy to be here. I think Professor Nara should be here shortly, so we can continue. Dr. Shavidia, should we continue with the program?
Yeah, sure. So thank you, Mr. Lobo. Like, despite your discomfort and your emergency back at home, you are able to join us for today evening. It is definitely a wonderful insight that you have shared with us among us today. Well, coming to your automation, work automation, the new technology and the production that we're talking about, well, I think we all will understand the same thing, that it takes a considerable time for productivity gains from the new technologies to be realized in the first place. And looking with reference to the past, unrealistic enthusiasm regarding timescales for the delivery of the industrial technologies have really been a challenge throughout, as you're really mentioning. The challenges that we face in all the markets yielding to the business, and also about the labor markets, and also about the growing concerns, which have been, at least now we are able to voice out those concerns and bring out to inferences, bring out our inferences on these forums such that we will be able to arrive at decisions. I think so. And thanks for your time, and thanks for joining us today. Moving to that, we would like to move on to our next speaker. Over to Madam Sandhya Balaji. Thank you so much.
A very good evening to one and all present. We begin with our key areas of our presidency today. The first being new materials and next production revolution.
Sandhya, we have to call the next speaker. Next speaker. The second speaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So is it about the digital technologies and future production?
Yeah, Mr. Souvik Ganguly.
Yeah, Mr. Souvik. Yeah, that I was about to introduce him as well. Yeah. 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 So we have in front of us today materials such as nanomaterials, biomaterials, and smart materials that offer unprecedented properties, including enhanced strength, connectivity, and adaptability. So how these new materials, which are there in the forefront of our next production revolution, drive innovation and shape the future of manufacturing, and how are we going to embrace these cutting edge technologies? To give his inputs on these aspects, I invite Dr. Souvik Ganguly, who is a doctorate in system identification and control from Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology, Patiala, in 2019. He did his master's in technology in mechatronics engineering from National Institute of Technical Teachers Training and Research, Kolkata, in 2008. And he's also an electrical engineer from Kalyani University, West Bengal, in 2002. He has been associated with Thapar Engineering ever since as an assistant professor since 2009, and he has a complete 16 years of experience in academics. So we welcome you, sir. I would also like to add that he has published 18 SCI and SCIE journal papers and 33 Scopus Index publications, including book chapters and conference papers. So we welcome you, sir, to share your inputs.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome and to this platform as well. We would like to share with you people in this particular platform on the first topic, that is new emerging materials. So mostly I'll talk about three types of materials, dealing with biomaterials, dealing with nanomaterials, as well as smart materials. And I'll also give some reference with respect to our institute proceedings regarding the centers of excellence that has been formed recently, and we have been working since then on some of the materials as well. So taking you through this particular journey of materials, we will firstly talk about the new materials or the emerging materials, which we are calling these. Let me tell you that it has got some unique properties, or it has some potential to be applied for various engineering or industrial applications. So
Dr.
what are the basic
Dr.
properties
Souvik, can you
Yeah.
open your camera? Can you open your camera, please? I will share your presentation. Can you open your camera?
My camera is on. My camera is on, madam.
We don't see you.
My camera is on.
Yes,
It's
but
already on.
we don't see you. Okay, please continue, Dr. Souvik, but we cannot see you.
Please check at your end. My camera is on. At my end, it's on.
Dr. Souvik. Dr.
Yeah,
Souvik.
please.
Okay.
Let me start.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, you can.
So there are some unique properties or some general attributes by virtue of which we will call those materials as emerging materials, preferably based on its strength, its durability. Some may be superconductors as well. So few researchers are also working on developing or increasing the conductivity of the materials, and how we can customize our materials. These are also equally important to be characterized, or these are some of the important attributes that you may think of that we may think for developing some new materials in our labs. So, of course, to some external stimuli as well. So some of the preferred applications, this is basically, I'm giving you an overview that where we can apply these sort of materials, or where we can apply these sort of materials, preferably in some electronic devices or optoelectronic devices, in healthcare applications where we can go in for some drug delivery, some implants, dental implants. It can be some artificial limbs. It can be some prosthetics where we can apply. We can even make use of new materials in our solar cells, in our fuel cells, which are your energy giving elements, or even some energy storage devices in the form of some batteries or supercapacitors. As our chief guest has already rightly mentioned about graphene. Graphene, we have already a center of excellence lab developed for the imaging materials, which people are mostly working on different types of research involved with graphene. And one of the important things that has come out is the drug delivery system using graphene oxide. So these type of things, they are already in place in different research labs, in different institutes as well, and in aerospace applications, because we want our materials to be light, yet it should be strong. So in different construction and infrastructure, as our chief guest has already rightly mentioned, that there are some prefabricated buildings. We are already having 2 hostels in our institute which are prefabricated. We are having a prefabricated lab in which we are conducting experiments on the first year undergraduate students. And also we have an experiential learning activity taking place in that prefabricated lab as well. So these type of activities are already in place in different research institutes, in different types of institutes, as well as in different types of in different research activities throughout the world. Of course, we are talking about our institute, but it is taking place throughout the world. And if we talk about the emerging materials, so the new materials these days, there are primarily 3 classifiers which we talk about. One is the biomaterial, the second is the nanomaterial, and the third one is the smart material we are talking about today. So in my brief description, we will talk about 3 different types of materials. First of all, we'll start with biomaterials. These are normally designed to interact with any biological system. What are the properties that we are looking for? One is the compatibility with the living system or the biological system. Some mechanical properties are also important. Say, for example, we talk about the elasticity of the material, we talk about flexibility of the material, we talk about the strength of the material. Some tissue regeneration parts may involve some bioactivity or biochemical reaction, or even bone integration as well. We are also talking about one of the important characteristics is a property which we often refer, we call it biodegradable materials. So degradability is another important property which is there. Apart from that, we can talk about surface properties relating to porosity and others chemistry related activities, where chemistry and biomaterials, they go hand in hand. And where these biomaterials will be utilized, or these properties, what we are talking about, like compatibility or mechanical properties or bioactivity or degradability, of course, even the surface properties as well. These are preferably being used in implants, maybe dental implants, maybe some implants which are related to artificial limbs or something of that sort. We call it prosthetics in a better way. In tissue engineering, of course, it finds applications in tissue engineering. It finds application in drug delivery system. targeted, specifically we talk about targeted drug delivery system. This is being researched in one of our, one from biotechnology background, the other is from chemistry background. So they are really working or doing some wonderful research with respect to developing targeted drug delivery system. And also we have some biosensors which can be used in some form of diagnostics tools. We can have some bioreactors as well. We can also have some regenerative medicines or even your artificial blood vessels as well. So these are some of the biomaterials that are designed to interact with the biological system, and they have some unique features of their own, due to which we find some applications, a good number of applications in the form of tissue engineering or targeted drug delivery system or likewise. Then we talk about some of the properties related to nanomaterials. Nano, as the name implies, typically they are smaller in size, which is of the order of 1 to 100 nanometers in size. Preferably, we have some enhanced mechanical properties in terms of strength, in terms of hardness, in terms of flexibility as well. So we also have some good optical properties which are predominant in having optical properties that are predominant in some materials at this particular smaller size particles. They can absorb, they can emit, they can find certain nanomaterials which exhibit certain enhanced electrical conductivities. Usually, you'll find at your home, most of the wares that are made of copper. And apart from that, we find use of aluminum in case we require some low cost design. We go in for copper, aluminum wares as well. Never ever you'll find the use of gold or silver, which are very good conductors, but due to the price, they normally don't prefer to use it as conductors. So some materials in nano size may exhibit certain properties. Some nanomaterials have good catalytic activity due to increased surface area at that particular nano level. Apart from that, few unique properties are also there, which we talk about, like some magnetic properties are there, for which we find applications of nanomaterials in magnetic resonance imaging, or which we call as MRI. And even the targeted drug delivery can also be conducted with the help of these nanoparticles as well. So these type of applications are there, of course. Another important application I forgot to mention out here is they are used for water purification and even for air purification as well. Even the nanomaterials are finding use in the solar cells, in the energy storage batteries, in supercapacitors as well. So these for the nanomaterials as well. Apart from that, we talk about smart materials. So when we call a material to be smart, when it can adapt, it can adjust or change its behavior in a controlled way or in a reversible. So this is equally important. Say, for example, if a property of a material is adaptable, that means any physical properties or any physical change or any mechanical change is taking place, due to which some responses, the material must be responsible or responsive to the external stimuli, and due to which the properties can also change. So if some materials, they have that particular property of adapting to that change or adjusting to that change, or there is a change in the behavior of the material in a controlled environment or in a reversible manner as well. So some important things that I would like to mention over here. One is the shape memory. Shape memory alloys are already in place, and they are used in orthopedic plants, in stents as well. We going for piezoelectricity, which is one of the important properties of some of the smart materials. And there are two important properties I would like to mention, which will be new for everyone. One is electrochromism, which is change in color due to some application of voltage or due to some application of current. Also, thermochromism is another change in with respect to temperature. So if there is a change in temperature, there will be distinct change of color of that particular material. So these properties are also being made use of in the form of smart materials. So how will this smart materials be used, or where it will be used? Because I mentioned in the definition, in the very definition, that it must be adaptive, it must be adjusting to any change, or it must be working in a controlled manner and in a reversible manner. So of course, when I will find the application of these type of smart materials, even some self-powered sensors may find use. Even wearable electronics coming up these days, IoT-based wearable devices or cloud-based IoT devices, IoT-powered devices. These are making use of your wearable electronics. So wearable electronics is a special branch when automation as well. We find the use of these smart materials. And for self-healing coatings as well, we find the use of smart materials as well. So with this, I conclude, I come to the end of my session or the discussion on new materials and how they can be applied to different industrial applications, and how we can use in our day-to-day life, and how together and develop new materials. Thank you so much. Once again, IIU, and a very relevant topic, new materials or emerging materials. Thank you so much. With this,
Great, Dr. Sowick.
end up
Amazing,
the
Dr.
session.
Sowick. Wonderful presentation, explanation. Thank you. Thank you so much. Dr. Sandy, please.
Thank you so much for those great insights, Dr. Sowick. And we're looking forward to a technologically interconnected, and transformation through technology is definitely on the cards. We move on to the next speaker, who is here to speak about diffusion of new production technologies, which I think is crucial for achieving the SDGs. By promoting this adoption of innovative and sustainable manufacturing practice, we can also address many other challenges such as poverty, hunger, and climate change. So to give her inputs on these lines, we have with us Dr. Kavita E., who has a doctorate in physics and who's working with Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute. And she's an engineering expert and academician for the last 17 years, and an independent career counselor as well. Welcome, Dr. Kavita. Please share your inputs.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you so much, IIU, and I'm really grateful to you for giving me this opportunity to present this topic on this new topic.
Miss
Now
Kavita, can you open your camera, please?
Yes, ma'am. Is it clear for you now?
Yeah, we are able to see you.
Yeah.
And ma'am, introduce about IGEN also. You can mention
Yeah,
about IGEN.
yeah, sure.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Is it my PPT visible for you? My PPT is visible for you?
Not yet. We don't see nothing yet.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is it visible, ma'am? My screen?
Yes, if you can put a full screen, it would be good.
And your video also, ma'am, because in the picture we are getting Miss Dr. Nadas.
Yeah.
Your video has to be on, ma'am.
Yes, but she need to put a full screen also, please, and video.
Yeah, please wait for some time. I'll
Yeah.
do it. Given. Bye. Amma screen full ஆச்சு கொடுத்துரு. Screen full ஆவே. Full screen.
Slideshow. We have to go to slideshow.
Ah, yes. 1 minute,
Yeah,
ma'am. 1 minute.
slideshow from the beginning. Yes.
It is good. Great. So just go at the beginning. Yes, please go to the beginning.
Ah, yeah. Wait. Yeah.
You get out again,
sure.
please.
Sorry. 1 minute.
No
1 minute.
problem.
But I'm getting from here itself. I don't know why.
It is starting from robotics.
No. Not from robotics.
You need to, instead of using the main screen cursor, kindly use page up and down cursor. It
Okay.
makes it easier.
Yes, madam. Yeah, 1 minute.
Page up cursor, it will take you to the first slide. Yes.
Ah, yeah.
Great.
Now
It is great. Yes.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
You're welcome.
So-
Thank you.
So really, yeah. Sorry once again.
Please
And
continue.
I'm Dr. Kavita. I'm Dr. Kavita, Deputy Dean for Journals and Publications, and also Professor in Department of Physics in Dr. MGR Educational Research Institute. And also, I am the head of Young Green Innovators Army, IGEN, Institution of Green Engineers, Young Green Innovators Army. And we are nearly having 50 students with us. That team, IGEN, Young Green Innovators Army, we are having nearly 50 students with us. And for the past 2.5 years, we are traveling together, and we have done a lot of challenges. And also, the students, they have done Kids Confab. It is they are the speakers. The students from level 6 to 10 from all over India. From Delhi also, the students are there, and they will be the speakers based on the topic of sustainable development goal. So we have divided that students into 4 groups: clean air and water, waste to wealth, then self-sustainable transport, and self-sustainable green agriculture. So like that, we have divided that students into 4 groups, and based on their SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, goal 1 to 17. The students, they have the innovators. We are seeing they are innovators. The innovators, they have been working for a long time, for 2.5 years. And finally, based on their innovation, they have done the innovation based on their SDGs. So then we have done the patent for that innovation. So finally, we have completed 4 patents. We have filed 4 patents with that young students, young innovators. So we are really happy to inform you that the young innovators, they have filed a patent based on the Sustainable Development Goals. Yeah. Now, shall I enter in my topic? My topic is the diffusion of new production technologies. Yeah, we all know that technology, it's actually, it means the process by which an idea or new product, when it is accepted by the market, we are saying it's a technology diffusion. And we know that the applications and usage of new technology has been spreading over across throughout the country. And also these products and the services, they'll be having a lot of application oriented. And we know that the technology diffusion is what means it's just a study of how and what the new ideas ideas, it is spreading over the economy, right? So this is what we are saying, the new technology, right? Then we must know what are the factors that influence this diffusion. So what are the factors? So we all know that we are this nowadays all the technologies having a lot of applications, but new technologies, they are having a lot of applications and compared to the current applications. And second one is compatibility values of that. And easy understanding and applying, how we are applying the new technology in the manufacturing industry. Okay. And last one is the easy experimentation, and we have to find out what are the new positive results that we are going to find out. And now we must know, is it clear, madam?
Yes, yes, it is clear. You can, yes,
yeah,
yes, it is great. Yes, Dr. Kavita.
Yeah, okay. So now we must know what are the global, globally how the technology has been accepted, because nowadays we're all in a busy world. We need all the things to be happen in a very short time, right? So that's why these technology, new technologies, it is using a lot in the manufacturing industry, and we can have nearly 80 technologies in the manufacturing industries. What is the first one is robotics or artificial intelligence. That is the first technology used in the manufacturing industry. Then second one is big data. Third one is augmented reality. Then fourth one is nanotechnology. Then fifth one is 3D printing, right? Then sixth one is cloud computing. Seventh one is Internet of Things. And last one is fifth generation mobile network. So these are the 8 technologies we are using in the manufacturing industry now. So what is robotics? We all know that robotics, they are simply the artificial beings, just like human beings, they are artificial beings. Just they will work very efficiently and replace the human force. They will simply cut off the human workforce. Okay, so the production field, if you want nearly 1,000 workers, it will replace 1,000 workers by a single robot. Okay, so now that's why a lot the work is but efficient, and also in the production field they will also maintain the quality, and also they will be more, the work is more efficient one. And here there are 4 types of robots are there. One is articulated robot. Then 2, SCARA robot. Articulated robot, SCARA robot. Then Delta robot. Then 4th one is Cartesian robots. So first we must know what is this articulated robots. So these are the 4 types of robots. Now they are used in the manufacturing industry. In the car company also, they will be replacing all the workers, and they are doing the works very efficiently. Then now, what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence, we are having a lot of benefits. The first benefits is less risk to workers. Then it won't give much pressure to the jobs, and it will take the decisions very quickly, faster decision making. That is because of this quick data processor. It is having this faster decision making, and around the clock production, because it is throughout human beings, they can't work for a long time, but this here it will work for throughout this clock they can work, and the cost is very low. Okay, reduced cost. So industries also, they will be used in healthcare, logistics, insurance, and finance. Then second one is big data. We all know that big data, simply a collection of data for any software, because this just a collection of data. So this big data is also very helpful for this to process. And it's essential in manufacturing and help the companies to analyze the market. Finally, it will collect the valuable information from the machines. Next one, augmented reality. So that is from the name itself, we can understood that they can see the world and the virtual one simultaneously. Real world and the virtual world simultaneously. The factory workers, they can be trained easily using this workplace. And employees, they can also mentor their workers in a real time, and they can also work at home. These are the benefits of this augmented reality. The next one is nanotechnology. From the name itself, we can understood that nano, the dimension is 1 to 100 nanometers. It's very small, and it also operates on a smaller scale, and they build the molecule by molecule, and they will help to design the materials of electronic devices or optoelectronic devices like that, or semiconductors. Anything these nanotechnologies can be used. And if you see the dimensions is nothing but 1 to 100 nanometers. So there's a lot of applications for this nanotechnology. One is they create new materials and devices. It is used in nanomedicines. It's a broad field. If you say these applications are a lot. So next one is nanoelectronics, biomaterials, energy production, and finally consumer products. So these are the applications of nanotechnology. And next one is 3D printing, three-dimensional printing. So if we have the image, with us, we can create a prototype. We can create a model for that. That is three-dimensional printing. So it is a construction of three-dimensional object from a CAD model or digital 3D model. It helps to reinforce the supply chains. It boosts production and gets the products to people. It helps to get the products very quickly, saves the time, money, and all the things, and also helps to get a prototype also. It can be done in a variety of processes, because when you give the images, it will produce this prototype for that. We can see the three-dimensional products here. They produce the objects of any kind by using an image as a reference. If you give an image as an image, they will produce the products. We can see here. Example. Next one is cloud computing. In this cloud computing, there are a lot of things are there. First one is more reliable. Cloud computing, in nearly average computer, we can store the data also. But this cloud computing is more reliable than the average computers, and it's easy to access any data. It increases the productivity, and it doesn't need to get updated, and it also saves the time and money, and is helpful for the entire company to manage. Next one is Internet of Things. Internet of Things, we all know. So nowadays we are all working on this internet only. So based on this, we are getting a lot of information through Google, and it will be helpful for all to get more informations, and it helps the customers also receive the products, and helps the workers to get more experienced. This is used in the manufacturing industry. So what are the benefits of this? Means first one is quality control. Then it will help to stop this products to get fault, and it will manage the inventory and logistics. It will predict the machines, predicting if any problem is there, then keep tracking on the employees and their health also. And finally, they will create a smarter package also. They will create. And last one is fifth generation mobile network. We all know nowadays the fifth generation mobile network is very powerful, connected with this powerful internet source. It is having a good connectivity also. It's used to get a lot of data, and helps to maintain the machines. Troubleshooting also they will done, and fast 3D printing also can be done by using this fifth generation network, mobile network. Okay. So now by concluding this, nowadays because of this new technology, we are in the faster world, and this helps us to grow more and more. And finally, we get a lot of informations and makes our life easier. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kavita. You need to stop sharing now. On top, if you go to the view options.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful presentation. Rather, I would say like very informative. And you have given an alertness. You really an alert to everybody to think about this NPR technologies that we are talking about. Well, it's a very crucial topic of today's. Well, I would say that diffusion of the NPR technologies, what our governments can do exactly to go about, build a framework condition, and it is very important to design this effective institutions for technology diffusion, as it is a very critical issue of how already developed technologies diffuse small firms, for instance, tend to use their key technologies less frequently rather than large firms. And we have, as you rightly mentioned in your sum it up, there are several factors that influence this diffusion process at national and international levels. Like the first one, we can take about global connection via trade and GVCs and FDI, and the international mobility, which is a demand for skilled labor across down the lane. And connections and knowledge exchange is very, very important with the national economy involved in it. Of course, we cannot ignore that. That's become the key requisite of it. But moreover, educating people scientifically with higher educations and the businesses, that the scope really exists for experimentation with the firms and with the new technologies. And we cannot compromise on anything. And also about the business model, and which really finally it confines itself with the global economy. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thanks for those mentioned about R&D skills, managerial capacities, and other forms of knowledge-based capital, which is being informed, which is being taken into consideration. Well, there are other speakers who are going to talk about owing to the sustainability factors when it comes, exactly how we can go about it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Kavita. It's a great pleasure having you here amongst us today.
Thank you.
Thanks to IGN as well. Thank you. Over to Dr. Sally.
Thank you so much. Well, the next topic that we are going to talk or listen to, rather, we can probably begin with a surprising note. Well, will the power of three-dimensional and gaming environment significantly contribute to sustainable development, or rather sustainable development goals? How can these technologies impact the SDGs? And to talk about that with us, we have Dr. Mizia Beradze from Georgia. I hope I've got your name right. Leader. Yeah, so she's a lead teacher of Information and Communication Technologies, ICT, and English language. She's also a Microsoft Innovative Education expert, English language educational club mentor, IRIX certified trainer, British Council online teacher community, OTC facilitator. She's awarded awarded as each winner, member of the governing board of STEM Teachers Association in Georgia. She's an author and regular contributor of educational methodical articles in the worldwide. We welcome you and look forward to your inputs on gaming and 3D and gaming environments.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your introduction. It was really amazing. I would like to say hello to everyone, and biggest thank you to dear Nada and IIU University, of course, and the representative of our country, head of our country, IIU manager, Mrs. Inga Harchilava as well. And I'm very, very happy, I would like to say once again, to be with you. As you already mentioned, I will talk about the 3D gaming and the power of its environment. Of course, everyone knows that it has the biggest impact of our everyday lives. it is very, very useful for us, for teachers, for everyone else in the world. Of course, I will start with the to introduce the 3D environment. As we already know, game developers use these kind of 3D modeling to create the interactive 3D environment for video games, for example. Of course, the 3D modeling is the process of creating a three-dimensional representations for example, an object, the environment, and also the character, of course. This representation is usually done by using specialized software, and there are so many varieties of these kind of softwares, such as Autodesk, for example, also Blender or 3ds Max, and so on. Also, 3D models can be used for a variety of purposes, as I've already mentioned. It has the biggest influence, of course, in the learning and teaching process as well. It has the meaning of including the character and the environmental design, animation, simulations as well, and the game development as well. By using 3D modeling, game developers can create the realistic, immersive environments, and it gives the players an engaging gaming experience. As we already know, it is vital for us to have this kind of feelings that it is the part of our everyday life. And the gamers need to feel this kind of this kind of support from the environment, gaming environment as well. The process of 3D modeling, in order to sum up this kind of information, I would like to say that the process of 3D modeling is an important step in game development, as it allows developers to create delighted, high quality visuals, and it can help them to bring a game to life. Also, I would like to say a few words about the gamification as well. It describes the incorporation of a game style incentives into everyday or non-game activities also as well. In other words, real-world activities are made by a game-like or in order to motivate people to achieve their goals. Frequent players programs, the programs loyalty has the frequent shopper point are all good examples of everyday use of gamification. And because of this example, customers are increasingly sleep playing and racking up points by rewarding ongoing consumption. Also, it's very important to say that we have some kind of characteristics of 2D or 3D simulations as well. And those are that the main game developers. First of all, I will start with this information that many game developers, development companies use this kind of 3D modeling. Also, the open source 3D modeling tool Blender allows this. This is the special tool of modeling, 3D modeling. This is the Blender, and it creates, gives the ability to create the animations and renders as well. So those are possible for both of cases in 2D dimensions and 3D dimensions of simulation as well. How about the 3D simulations? The question what is about this one is that this sub-project is whether or not there is a difference between games and simulations. and also the pilot training, the flight simulator is different from a person using this entertainment-based flying game where planes are shut down in virtual combat. Aside from the obvious preference of maybe flying with the SAM based on this example in the real world is that the point where gameplay merges with real world simulations in maybe in sometimes unclear. Yeah, it's sometimes unclear. Next thing what I really would like to talk about today with you is some kind of information about this the environment and the influence of this thing is that it is very important to note that each avatar, what is used or used in the gaming process are seen in an environment is in fact an individual behind the screen. So also we would like to say that after games, they will have the avatars names above its head for easy recognition or group or tribal descriptor as well. And the one thing what I really would like to mention is the effect, gaming effect also on the school and in the student lives, you know. As you've already mentioned, I'm a teacher, and I would like to say, I would like to emphasize that gamification has the maybe some kind of positive or negative effects on teaching and learning process. Those here are some benefits. Firstly, I would like, and I prefer to think about the positive sides of gamification. And as you already see on the screen, here we have the first benefit. It is the speed up the response times, of course. They encourage teamwork, and it is really important for us to have the high level of team working at the classroom. I personally believe that it is very important and beneficial for our students. They also stimulate creativity, focus, and visual memory as well. And this is also very crucial for them. Also, they improve strategy and leadership. Yeah, leading and developing these kind of skills are very valuable for the future generations in 21st century, as we already know. They teach languages, and I would like to mention my personal experience that my students just do not like maybe to do some kind of schoolwork or some kind of homework as well, but they prefer to, for example, play games, and they use speaking skills. They use writing skills, and in this case, they just teach the languages. So language, especially I meant English language. And the final thing is the critical thinking. As already everyone knows, it is quite important for not only for students, but also teachers and for everyone else. And the gaming process and the gamification just, I believe, I think helps people to develop their critical thinking skills. So those are my presentation slides and my speech. I would be very happy to answer your questions as well. Thank you for your attention, and thank you once again to everyone else for your time and for your listening. Can you hear me?
Yes, a big clap to you, Ms. Sandy, please unmute yourself.
Yeah. So definitely, thank you so much for those great insights. And We can definitely say the future holds it's learning by playing and no more learning by doing. And the very important aspect of gamification is probably we learn to make our sustainable choices through gamification, and that in turn will accelerate the progress towards a more inclusive and sustainable world. We thank you so much, Dr. Mijia Beradste. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
To our next key area of focus, which is bioproduction and industrial biotechnology. It definitely holds an immense potential in contributing to the achievement of the SDGs. It has definitely an important impact to address the SDG 2, which is zero hunger. And with more insights and inputs, we have with us Dr. J. Arun Kumar, who is the Dean of Innovation and Research at MGR Education and Research Institute. He's an entrepreneurship masterclass trainer and startup mentor and the co-founder of Clean Tech. He also coordinates the Newgen project at the university. So may I welcome Dr. J. Arun Kumar to open his camera and on the digital dais.
Yeah, very good evening and good afternoon and good morning. It's a good intro, Sandhya ma'am. Can I share my screen right now?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yes. Dr. Arun Kumar, you need to keep your video on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, my video is already on. Yeah. So fine. Yeah. We had a, we have a very good, one second. So the topic is on bioproduction and industrial biotechnology. What is the digitalization and innovation takes a key role. We are going to go through one by one. So when it comes to bioproduction, it's all about the therapeutic and drugs and protein-based therapeutics and vaccines and gene therapies in basic. And from brewing to biosimilars and how far, like there is a huge gap in between. And we are evolving, and a lot of innovations, take place from in between the brewing and biosimilars. That's bioprocess development and genetically modified micro GM plays a key role in it. Right, ma'am said when the introduction about the key area about hunger. So top 10 biotech innovations and biotech and production related innovations in 2023. This is what we got. It's all about the role of artificial intelligence in biotech industries and the role of big data and gene editing. What is the important part of gene editing in therapeutics, in food, and in all the aspects. And precision medicine is another key area that we need to look for, because therapeutics it plays a key role. And gene sequencing, which is already going on for the past decades. And about biomanufacturing, we all know about biomanufacturing, but what is all about the biomanufacturing 4.0? Like industry 4.0, we have biomanufacturing 4.0. And another hot topic is about synthetic biology. Already we have created our very own microorganism, synthetic microorganism, which has been named as which has been born in lab. That is great, because to some extent we can do the genetic engineering and then insert the plasmid, which we want to degrade some of the xenobiotic compound. And it is very limited, because plasmids can able to carry some amount of some kVs of gene which we want to use it for degradation. But when we have the synthetic biology as a tool, then it's again questionable and debatable. Like, we can degrade anything, we can produce anything, that can be possible. So we have to carefully watch about the growth of synthetic biology. And we have 3D bioprinting. We all earlier speakers mentioned about 3D printing. And we all know about PLA and SLA 3D printing and all. Bioprinting is another area, in promising area, that we can talk about, because right now we can able to print the epithelial cells, like when somebody got fire, and then it is completely like for therapeutic purpose. Like we can from their stem cells we can able to take epithelial cell sheets. We can 3D print the particular epithelial, like skin. And everything is possible. And now we are focusing more and more on organ-based 3D printing, and then other thing. Like lot of challenges are going on. Then it's all in clinical trials. And microfluids is another interesting area where we can reduce, cross-cut some of the research that we want to do. Everything in a chip, we can make it. Lab in a chip. That's a beautiful area that we can discuss. And next one is tissue engineering. So in all these things, let us have a gist and then a few examples of what the startups and other emerging companies are doing it. Now, this is just a break even of about how many percentage their focus is main on. Everybody know that we all use ChatGPT a lot. Like that, we have a lot of AI tools which is pouring in all the industries invariably. So AI also dominated in this sector in a bio related, but especially in R&D, not in production line right now, but most of the R&Ds, the big researchers are going on AI, followed by big data and gene editing, precision medicine, and then it's all about and biomanufacturing, synthetic biology, bioprinting, microfluidics, and tissue engineering. So let us go into the artificial intelligence that we are talking about. So AI is based startups. They actually work on drug discovery process, and particularly screening the biomarkers as well, scrapping through the scientific literature to discover novel products. So novel products, biosimilars, they are very keen, and the researchers are going on. And already in RPGO Bio is in US-based startups developing an RNA platform to guide the therapeutic development. And then a Swedish startup, already they have an AI to identify genetic markers. And particularly they work on neural network architecture and to analyze the genomic data to understand the genetic mechanism of a trait. So this is very important, where artificial intelligence plays a key role and help humanity to understand the complex problem where humans can't able to solve. This is how constructively we can use AI. And the second one is big data. And every for the past decades we have been talking about big data and how it has been related to healthcare, in the sense that there comes all the transcriptomics, environment, behavioral patterns of the patients, and then genomics, health records, medication, and almost everything. So already German startup BioXplorer leverages the big data, and then they formed a kind of a network pharmacology analysis to develop treatment for unstructured and disparate data sources, like some of the combinations, drug combinations, and then synergistic and antagonistic effects of drug combinations can be monitored through this particular big data analysis. And the Canadian startup BioBox already analyzes and genomic data analysis. It uses and manages all the model samples, data which lands on the cloud platform, and then it helps in the gene enrichment and tissue and cell expression, and to some extent they work on ontology processes. So big data is again another promising thing, that we have a lot of opportunities in big data in case of production and therapeutics and industrial biotechnology. And the next is gene editing. So gene editing, in which way it helps, like we all aware of the engineering nucleases and CRISPR as a molecular scissors, and how they can able to help, how the gene editing can play a key role in the therapeutics and enter into the bio related industries. We have a planted software, an Irish startup company, which already they have did genome edited plant products, and it has been available. Like this is they use this tool to as an in-house transformation technology to enable efficient direct delivery, so that the regeneration of the genome edited plants will be very nice. So it may be we're talking about the hunger and other thing, right? As a drought resistant, all these things, it helps a lot. So precision medicine, the next one. Precision medicine in the sense, like we all aware of the common medications that we have been given to, like like to all, like we have overcome the pandemic, and the vaccines which is given to everybody. So precision medicine is all about where the technician and physician and the researcher, everybody came to know about the treatment and prevention strategies for a particular group. So already, IIU is an offer, a British startup which works on patient-centric drug development platform. This is very nice, where the blood-based platform finds biological nanostructures in the liquid, which dispersion such as plasma. So what will happen is a precise and personalized therapies can happen. So we can avoid allergic reactions and many things that we can say that it is a notable kind of things. So next one is all about gene sequencing. Gene sequencing, everybody know about it. Like from early 2000, a lot of cross-cutting happened, and then it weighs way to all the pediatric disorders, personalized treatment, setting up large cohorts, and then extensive on phenotyping. This plays a role in all the other thing that we are talking about too. Next interesting thing is about the biomanufacturing 4.0. So we all know about industry 4.0. Yes, it was amazing that IoT and everything, machine learning, AI happens a lot, helps a lot. But at the same time, we have to find out when it comes to research, biotechnology based research, everything is costlier, and the materials, and then the chemicals, and then the reagents, enzymes, and then all the molecular biology consumables, everything is costly. So when it comes to biomanufacturing 4.0, it's all about make it more reasonable. What is the medium that we can use? So for example, US-based startups Proteinia develops an insect-based production platform for next-gen biomanufacturing. This startups is producing mass-produced insect larvae as a mini bioreactor for the recombinant production. The recombinant products are a huge list of products are there which is available in market. So where this plays a key role in the production area. So the next one is synthetic biology. It is amazing to, that's what in the earlier I said, like synthetic biology may be the solution for the near future problems, or the problems will, which arises. Because if you take like a plastic waste is a pyramid, where at the baseline solution that we get is reduce, recycle, and reuse. And the next solution is degradation of bioplastics. At the next top of the solution might be the bioplastic production. At the top of the pyramid will be why this bio related products are not replacing the existing synthetic products. So the particular thing, the answer might be the synthetic biology in near future I'm talking about, because it offers increased standardization and reproducibility, and allowing manipulating organism at level of gene networks. It's amazing. Yeah, it is a huge topic that we can discuss in entire day. So next one is about bioprinting. So as the earlier speaker spoke about the 3D printing. Yes, this particular solution offers, like for example, Italian startup Prometheus offers 3D bioprinting, which has high cell viability. It combines and then they form an artificial 3D human tissue as a similar composition, functionality, and architecture to that of real human tissue. So this is amazing, kind of thing in near future. This bio 3D printing going to rule the world in medical and dental dentistry area. and microfluids. So microfluids is an again interesting topic where you can find lab on a chip devices, like these can be miniatured labs, allow an inexpensive and rapid testing for the infectious disease, facilitating the point of care diagnostics. So again, a Spanish startup Droplight develops a smart medical diagnostic device. It can be used as a lab on a chip devices. It's under development, and diagnostics tests which ranging from fertility to allergies to the pet diseases. Everything can be ruled out in the small experiments. So tissue engineering. Again, as we spoke about the 3D printing also, this is through the cell lines it is possible. So it enables for the creation of autologous tissue grafts, where an Israeli startups develops a cultured meat, and this is an startup isolates cells from the healthy animals and then grow them in ethical and sustainable meat alternative. It produces this indistinguishable real meat sticks, without need of slaughtering animals or producing carbon emissions. And a lot of other, kind of tissue engineerings are there to get an functional organs also, they are doing it. So apart from these, there are many innovations which is happening in the bioplastics and biopolymers and biofuels and food and feed area. So, we have to recall everything, and we have to accept the growth, and there are always an ethical dilemmas are there, and then we have to find it out what is the need of the hour, and then we have to proceed ahead. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Arun.
Yeah.
That was quite insightful. Anything you would like to add on?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Because this is all about the collaboration. Like it happens over in Israel. When I talk about the startups, which is they are doing in London and UK and Israel. This is the area like point of care, like in India, it is slowly coming up. Biotech related startups are coming up, and everything is possible with the collaboration. So it might be a good initiation right now, right here. So in near future, we'll be having more bioproducts from India.
Thank you, sir. Like as I mentioned before, it was quite insightful and very informative session. And as we all will agree on this platform, not only on this platform, globally, universally, that several decades of research in biology have yielded to synthetic biology, which aims to design and engineer biological-based products, novel devices and systems, and gene editing technologies. That was the core content of yours. Well, allied to modern genomics, the information is based on modern life sciences, as we all will agree. The tools are in place to bring in the bio-based revolution. As you rightly mentioned, you're highlighted with various examples, innumerous examples, I would say. Bio-based batteries and materials, artificial photosynthesis, and microorganisms that produce biofuels are just some among the recent breakthroughs. Well, do agree for that. And industrial biotechnology could improve the productivity and competitiveness of the chemical sector. Well, biotechnology also offers unique solutions to the dependence of the oil and the petrochemicals. So what could our governments do? Basically talking about as you summed it up very nicely with the collaboration and getting into the partnership, well, governments could help to create sustainable supply chains for bio-based production. For instance, there are currently no standard definitions of sustainability when we talk about, as Sandhya was mentioning, no ideal tools for measuring and sustainability, and no international agreement on the data from which we can make measurements a standard scale to say that this is what is it, and this is the measuring scale, and you need to go over there. So, and as Kavita was mentioning, owing to which there are so many diffusions that are really being ignored or given an oversight, which should be taken care of, and there are no environmental performance standards for biomaterials as well. And one of the greatest challenges that bioproduction and its multidisciplinary activities, that research and training, as you rightly mentioned, that we should have a lot of forums like this, a lot of campaigns, a lot of knowledge sharing practices, which would really enable to make people aware of exactly what is this trend which is coming up, how to handle it so that we can, instead of just, we can become more proactive and pragmatic in handling those biowares, which are biowares like COVID pandemic, like which has become a threat of the world now. And we'll be able to handle it in a better way rather than, finding out resolutions after being affected by that, so that we go on the dialogue of prevention is better than cure. So thank you so much, sir. It was quite insightful. And it's always a pleasure to have you here on our platform. And as you rightly mentioned, definitely we'll work towards the collaboration that we are looking forward to. Thank you.
Well,
Our sincere
thank
thanks to IGEN as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Over to Ms. Sandhya. You're muted,
Can
dear.
you-
Yes.
Yeah, I don't see the rest of the speakers on the screen.
Dr. Nayara is just now. We need to wait a few minutes. She will join us. So please let us wait, because I think we go a little faster than we have planned. So few minutes she will join us. Dr. Rosalinda, she has little network issues. So we can make a little discussion till our other join. So yes, because this is a very, very important topic, and really we need to talk about this digitalization. Even already our great esteemed speakers, guests mentioned many things. I want to say also something about this technology trends, that we know that for 2023 and beyond, the situation in the world, it has a big impact. Talking about the war in Ukraine, and the budget for the IT is slowing down. So what statistics say? Statistics today say that 86% of decision makers are expecting a recession. We know that in Europe, we have a big inflation, but not only in Europe, it is similarly going to all the world. So this recession is making that we will spend more on the new technology. So that is pushing us back to spend more money, and that is for that. So if we are talking about the new technology trends in 2023, today we mention, I can say almost all, artificial intelligence, blockchain, quantum computing, metaverse, digital system, immune, hyper-automatization, datification, so sustainable tech. All of this are very crucial. So talking about this power of digitalization, talking about the computing power, smarter devices, 3D printing, we see now gamification, genomics, edge computing, quantum computing, Internet of Things. But what I want, we need to mention cybersecurity. That is very important. And what I want to say, we have all this technology, but you see, we still in the whole world have a problem with the network. So this 5G, 6G, for me, this is the most biggest problem. So technology is rapidly changing, growing, and we need this optical fibers, we need this LPVA networks, we need Wi-Fi 6, we need FGSG, cellular, we need the LEO satellite. We all have that, but we still have a lot of problems. What we are facing, I can say nowadays, the Internet of Things, we have so many connected devices worldwide. Now I'm using mobile, using laptop, everything is open. So that is in the billions. That is in the billions. But I want to say also that talking about this topic, we need to encourage all the skills. We need to have the skills, hard skills, soft skills. So That is important for the management, for communication, leadership. What kind of leader will be if he's not expert in the digitalization, in research, working in a teamwork. So this topic, we can talk about this topic, I can say, without stopping, because the demands, the hard demands like Python, finance. Yeah, Dr. Nayara is joining. Okay. So let us continue with.
I think,
Yes,
ma'am,
yes.
we can say it more simple, like, always work on the local problems with the global technology. That
Yes,
helps.
yes, that is what I want to say. And let us think on the way. I adore technology. Digitalization is in my heart. Everything new I need to try, trying design, everything. So I'm very sad when I have so many problems, when I want to connect some new things, when then the network is problem, then always some problems with that connections, and that so that is a big problem for us. That is a big problem, and I'm an optimist that it will be soon solved for all of us. Dr. Nayara, welcome.
My dear Professor
Dr. Nayara.
How are you, Doctor? I'm so sorry for coming late. I'm so sorry. I have a meeting. I'm so sorry.
No problem. No problem. We are a little faster today.
Yeah.
So that is the problem.
Yeah. Nice to meet you all. It's my pleasure and honor to be with Prof. Nada, as always. And I'm happy to be with respected speakers today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Nair. Thanks for joining us. It's really a pleasure having you here on this platform. Thank you.
Dr. Nayara is one of the best researchers, academicians, a woman, strong woman. And you know, when she's clever, beautiful, she has everything. So, Dr. Nayara.
Thank you, my beautiful Professor Dr. Nada. Thank you so much. Can I share my screen, please?
Before you do so, can I give a short introduction?
Dr. Sani will present you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah. So as we all know, technology has taken over and it's transforming industries. We need to develop essential skills like digital literacy, critical thinking, and adaptability, which which makes it crucial for a sustainable and inclusive workforce. So we are going to talk about future of work industry 4.0 and 21st century skills. So today we have with us Dr. Nayara Radwan, Associate Professor, Mechanical Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, Suez Canal University, Egypt, and Associate Professor and the Quality Assurance Officer for the doctorate program in King Abdul Aziz University, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia. Yeah, so we welcome you once again, Dr. Nayara, and look forward to your insightful inputs.
Thank you so much for your nice introduction. Greetings for all from Saudi Arabia. Now I'm Saudi Arabia. It's now it's 4:30 p.m. Greetings from Egypt and Saudi Arabia. As Prof. Nada said, that I'm Egyptian, and I'm working as a social professor in Egypt and Saudi Arabia. It's my pleasure today to participate in this prestigious conference. Actually, my topic today is one of my best interest, which is Industry 4, because this is my field. So please give me the chance in 15 minutes, as Prof. Nada told me, to introduce a session about industry. Industry 4. So please, I will share my screen now.
Yes, you can. And yes, we know Dr. Nayara will cross little 15 minutes, so no problem.
I'm trying to not really, Dr. Nada. I'm trying to not.
No problem, no problem. Put a full screen.
Yeah. It's now in the full screen, right?
Yes, it is great. Yes.
Thank you. Today, my topic about future of work, Industry 4 and 21st century skills. First, let us speak about the original definition of Industry 4. There are many definitions about Industry 4. The definition of Industry 4 as proposed in 2011 was lengthy in a paper entitled Industry 4 Smart Manufacturing for the Future. We can extract the definition to smart industry or Industry 4 refers to the technological evolution from embedded systems to cyber physical system. Industry 4 represents the coming fourth industrial revolution on the way to an Internet of Things, data and services. Decentralized intelligence helps create intelligent object, networking, and independent process management with the interaction of the real and virtual worlds, representing important new aspects of the manufacturing and production process. This was the original definitions of Industry 4. Let us speak about Industrial Revolution. As we see in the figure, the classic view of these four industrial revolutions of Industry 4 become increasingly popular, as see in the following stages. Stage number 1 was the first industry revolution. It was between 1760 and 1870. It was about mechanization. It was really a revolution, and among other thanks to invention of steam machines, the usage of water and steam power and all sorts of other machines would lead to the industrial transformation of society with trains, mechanization of manufacturing, and load of smoke. This was the first industry revolution. The second industry revolution is typically seen as the period where electricity and the new manufacturing inventions, which is enabled, such as the assembly line, lead to the area of mass production and to some extent to automation. This is about the second industry revolution, or we can see that in other words, it is about electricity or electrification. The third industry revolution has everything to do with the rise of computers, computer networks, the rise of robotics in manufacturing, connectivity, and obviously the birth of the internet. That big game changer in the ways information is handled and shared, and the evolutions to anything versions of previously brick and mortar environments, only with far more automation. So we can conclude the industrial revolution by one word. If we can conclude it in one word, we can see automation. We can say automation. So then we reach the fourth industry revolution. In the fourth industry revolution, we move from just the internet and the client server model to the bridges of digital and physical environment. The coverage of IT and OT and all the previously mentioned technologies, which is the Internet of Things and the big of data or whatever we will speak about in details, with additional accelerators such as advanced robotics, which enable Industry 4 with automation and optimization in entirely new ways that lead to ample opportunities to innovate and truly fully automate and bring the industry to the next level. So this is the stage of the industrial revolution. It's very important first to know these stages. Now, we can see in this figure that there are many applications or digital industrial technologies in Industry 4. We have many of these technologies. I will give examples because of the time. I will give some definitions of the most common technologies of these. The most technologies, or let us first to speak about them. We have machine learning, cloud computing, simulation, cybersecurity, robotics, big data and analytics, automation, industrial Internet of Things, also augmented reality, artificial intelligence, digital manufacturing technology, and the digital supply chain. These are the digital industrial technologies. Let us give just a hint about some of these technologies. For machine learning, what is machine learning? Machine learning is the most popular technique of predicting the future or classifying information to help people in making necessary decisions. Machine learning algorithms are trained over an instance or example through which they learn from past experience and also analyze the historical data. Therefore, as it trains over the examples again and again, it is able to identify patterns in order to make prediction about the future. This is the meaning of machine learning and how it works. Let us have another technology of Industry 4, which is cloud computing. Cloud computing refers to the use of hosted services such as data storage, services, databases, networking, and software over the internet. The data is stored on physical servers, which are maintained by a cloud service provider. Computer system resources, especially data storage and the computing power, are available on demand without direct management by the use in cloud computing. This is about technology, cloud computing. Another important technology in Industry 4, which is simulation. A simulation is the imitation of the operation of a real-world process or system over time. Simulations require the use of models. The model represents the key characteristics of or behaviors of the selected system or process, whereas the simulation represents the evaluation of the model over time. I can give examples about simulation of computer simulation modeling familiar to most of us, including, for example, weather forecasting or flight simulation used for training pilots and the car crash modeling. This is all examples, useful examples about simulation. Another technology or another proper technology for Industry 4, which is cybersecurity. Cybersecurity, also known as computer security or information security. It refers to the practical of protecting computer systems, networks, programs, and data from unauthorized access or damage or theft or any form of cyber attacks. It involves the implementation of various technologies, processes, and the practice to protect systems. In a world where cyber threats continue to evolve and grow in sophistication, cybersecurity remains a critical aspect of protecting the digital assets and privacy of individuals or organizations and nations. Constant vigilance, protective measures, and ongoing education are essential to stay ahead of the ever-changing threats landscape. This is about cybersecurity, or a short definition about cybersecurity. Let us give another example about robotics. This is an example about one of the technologies in Industry 4. Robotics is a multidisciplinary field that involves the design, construction, operations, and the use of robots. A robot is a machine or mechanical device that can be programmed to perform tasks automatically or semi-automatically. It's often it's often about performing functions that humans find challenging or dangerous for them. Robotics draws knowledge and techniques from various fields, including computer science, engineering, electronics, artificial intelligence, and mechanism. Robotics continue to advance rapidly, and ongoing research and developments are leading to more sophisticated, capable, and making more and more work and more sophistication about that. As robotics technology progress, it is expected to have a significant impact on various industries, improve efficiency and safety, and offer innovative solutions to complex problems. However, with these advancements, ethical and societal considerations related to robotics integrations into everyday life also come into play. This is about robotics. Let me give the last example about Industry 4, or another example of technology, which is industrial of things. The industrial Internet of Things refers to application of Internet of Things, technologies and principles in industrial setting. It involves connecting various industrial devices, machines, equipment, and sensors to the Internet or a local network, allowing them to communicate, exchange data, and collect information in real time. The data collected from these connected devices can be analyzed and used to improve operational efficiency, optimize processes, and make informed decisions in industrial environments. The industrial Internet of Things is transforming the way industries operate and providing valuable insights, automation, and optimization opportunities. It has the potential to revolutionize industrial processes, enhance productivity, and drive innovations in various sectors such as manufacturing, energy, transportation, and agriculture. So this is the definition of the most proper technologies in Industry 4. Okay, what are the benefits of implementing Industry 4 in the manufacturing industry? Actually, manufacturers can revolutionize their work using Industry 4 as it contains many benefits. The major goal of Industry 4 is to make manufacturing and related industries more efficient, more faster, and more customer-centric, besides going beyond optimization and automation, and identifying new business opportunities and models. The key benefits of implementing Industry 4 in the manufacturing we can conclude it to information-powered ecosystem of value, also maximize productivity through automation and optimization. Another benefit, better quality products by real-time monitoring. Another benefits, improving working conditions and sustainability. Another one, enhance agility, also real-time data and real-time supply chain in real-time economy. It can also personalization. It's another benefit. It's about personalization and the customization for the new customer and new consumer. Another more benefit, it's about higher business continuity through advanced maintenance and monitoring possibilities. Also, the development of innovative capabilities of new revenue models. So as we see, there are many, many benefits of applying Industry 4 in manufacturing industry. Now, let us speak about what is the future. What is the future of Industry 4? The advancement of Industry 4 still have no end in sight. The ability to connect to multiple systems and tools through autonomous and intelligence means is poised for limits growth and advancement in the future. As long as there are systems that can gather data, there is an unending source of information for companies to use toward optimizing their process. With this capability, companies need to set their goals and determine what areas of their productions they want to enhance. In other words, in what direction will Industry 4 technology take them? For this, many companies are looking to the principles and advancement of Industry 5. So let us now speak about the emergence of Industry 5. Industry 5 is the convergence of people working alongside robots and smart machines. It is about robots assisting humans in performing tasks more efficiently and effectively by utilizing sophisticated technologies. It adds a human-centered focus to the benefits of Industry 4 knowledge and efficiency. We can, or we have to put in mind some important, two important notes about that. Number one, about Industry 5 supports humans. Since the emergence of automation and artificial intelligence, there has been a growing fear that robots will come to take the jobs of hard-working people. Even though this is not the case, as we have talked about in how to build the manufacturing skills in the face of automation. Industry 5 is about doing precisely the opposite. The focus of this new era is to use our smart machines and systems to enhance the ability of humans. This is the target, not to replace humans. Instead of getting robots and artificial intelligence to take over certain tasks entirely, this is industrial revolutions sees the value in the direction collaboration of human and machines. Processes benefits from the advanced computational and data storage capabilities of computers while also gaining the human tasks and problem-solving capabilities of people. This is the first important topic. The second point to put in mind that Industry 5 doesn't replace Industry 4. Since Industry 4 has only been around for approximately 10 years, you may be asking, do I need to restart my digital transformation to accommodate Industry 5 technology and innovation? Of course, no. And I can conclude why no. It is important to remember that no industrial revolutions is ever, they simply compound on each other. Industry 5 is not here to replace any of the past industrial revolutions. Think about how much we still take up the growing rate of automation and tech began over 50 years ago. Additionally, the industry is still using principles from the first industrial revolutions like lasers and milling machines, for example. Only now the processes and the machines are smarter. For us, in the industrial, for engineering college, we still use milling machines, which is in the first revolution. Standardizations, a key innovation of the second industrial revolution, is still an important goal for modern manufacture. Just like automation and the precious machines, the industry is constantly innovating all technologies and ideas to make new advancements. Thank you all for your attention. Thank you. I hope I didn't take more than 15 minutes. Thank you.
You were great. Great. No, you didn't. Big clap to you, to your great presentation and making this to the end. Today, everything crystal clear. Please, Dr. Sani.
Yes, it was amazing. Dr. Nayara, you took us through a peek into the past, tried it through the present, and also a peek into the future. And most importantly, ending without a panic to whoever was listening to you. The very line that you said, should I start my digital transformation skills again? And the answer was no. It is only an upskilling or upgradation that we need to look at. And you covered every aspect of this topic. And I have only a little to say. Maybe what I would like to say is, with the new gen workforce of Industry 4.0 and Industry 5, we will definitely be able to achieve the goals of quality education and decent work, SDG 8, decent work and economic growth. Thereby, we shall foster innovation, productivity, and social inclusion to build a prosperous and sustainable global economy. So it was a pleasure listening to you, Dr. Nayara.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And do we have Dr. Srividya?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Nayara. Well, that was quite insightful about Industry 4. That refers to the fourth industrial revolution.
We are unable to hear you, Dr. Vidya.
You should be able to hear me.
Yes,
I hear
now.
you.
Yeah, now we can.
Yeah. Sorry. Now am I audible?
Yes,
Yes.
you are. Yes.
So the Industry 4.0, as I was mentioning, I was really thanking Dr. Nayara for the quintessential presentation of Industry 4.0 that we are talking about. And definitely it affects every manufacturing domain, as you rightly mentioned, and it comprises of the advanced manufacturing technologies which capture, optimize, and deploy data, and put simply, the Industrial 4.0 that makes the factories smart. That's the challenge that we are facing on today, and which we are going to address with all probabilities and possibilities that we are thinking about, and which has been shared on this platform. And it helps to manage and optimize all aspects of manufacturing processes, and the supply chain. As you rightly mentioned, as you rightly concluded, this is not going to replace manpower. That's what is the thing that we need to think about. Only, as Dr. Sandhya was mentioning, it's uphilling our tasks, our skills that we need to access for the real-time data and the insights to make us faster, smarter in making our decisions, in making our business progresses, and to boost our efficiency and the profitability of the entire operation, not only of one particular firm, but the community, but the nation, and also the globe. And that's why we are here. Thank you so much. Thanks for those insightful quintessences that were shared today. Well, coming to summing up about next production revolution, we have talked about productivity and technologies of next production revolution, work and automation of the new technologies that are being involved in the process of NPR. When talking about the productivity raising technologies, how large is the productivity affects, the affectations and the influences also. When we talk about influences, it has its own advantages and disadvantages, which were very clearly discussed in this platform. Hope everyone will agree with me. And the new technologies, which are going to be the rule of the world, which are called as future production, was also discussed about. Not compromising on the biodegradable units, which was also a threat, and how to combat ourselves, how to really equip ourselves to combat those bio wars, which are very dangerous. And also about not compromising on ICT policy considerations when it comes to the cyber security, the diffusion, and the interoperability, and the standards that the government has to mention, and with the issues of liability, transparency, and the ownership that has to be resolved, that has to be taken into considerations with the policy, liability, and with all such things that have come in vogue. Moving ahead, we did speak about bioproduction and industrial biotechnology, and also the main policy consideration which has to be taken into consideration, and also about nanotechnology to enable that is going to be an enabler to the next production revolution, with the support of the regulatory uncertainties regarding the risk assessment and the approval, which are still in the process, which need to be addressed. Well, last but not the least, the 3D printing production and the environment, and the potentialities of enhancing the environmental sustainability is very high, especially in countries like China and India, where the population is really skyrocketing. So taking into mind manufacturing and sustainability policy considerations, targeting the grants and the investments and the commercializing the research aspect of it, giving them directives as the policies will definitely create a new era of next production revolution. So there we go towards the end of it. And that's how we sum it up for today's. So we hope that NPR may bring changes in our policies, not only in the labor markets, not only in the global finance aspects or the strategies, and it is also likely to affect the future location of the production in the global value chains. And exactly how certain it is, we don't know. And however it is, to sum it up, the next steps of NPR project is working to prepare the final publication of the NPR project. At present, the chapters with the following themes that we have discussed in detail with ICT, big data, and the production, biotechnology, future production, nanotechnology. Everything has been discussed, has been compiled into a compendium, which will come in vogue, in force very soon, such that we will be able to take it forward. Thank you so much. Thanks for this great opportunity of summing up today's session. With that, we come towards the end of the session today, and over to Sandhya Balaji to sum it up with G20 international projects which are going to come. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's my pleasure again to talk about the future flow of events and what we would be talking in the weeks to come. May I request Dr. Vidya to share the screen with the planner?
Okay. So end of the day, technology is all about how we manage the situation. Today we had so many
Exactly.
problems. Internet's not good, weather was not cooperating, people were not able to log in, people had logged in from the mobile devices, they were not able to share. So how we combat these challenges, how we really manage those situations is the end of the day making us street smart to manage it well. Over to
Yeah,
you, Mr.
precisely.
Thank you.
Precisely. And as you said, for every problem in the technology, technology itself offers another solution. So, yeah, we are 3 weeks down, and we have spoken about Education 360 with the presidency of ensure inclusivity, equitable quality education, and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all on the 9th of July. And the week that followed was held forth with this topic, women empowerment and Yuva Go Global, which talked about women and youth empowerment with the presidency of a paradigm shift from individual development to leadership development and community partnership. And today, here we are that we discuss digitization and innovation with science stream, vocation, employability, and all aspects of NPR. With our presidency, initiate, institute, incorporate, integrate innovation for a skilled workforce towards a sustainable growth. The next week, that is on the 30th of July, we will be talking about entrepreneurship and MSME. And our presidency will be to modernize and strengthen the industrial units to make them globally competent. In the month of August, we will begin with energy resources, their sources, sustainability, and employability, which will have the presidency, efficient and sustainable use of natural resources to 3 Rs or the RE dialogue. 13th of August will be a topic that will interest one and all, which is health is wealth, agriculture, and food security. With our presidency, a global view of GVC patterns, opportunities, and the role of policy. On 20th of August, we will talk about inclusion, financial architecture, and international growth, with our presidency being accelerated, inclusive, and resilient growth. 27th of August, 2023 will be the matters of discussion will be on international taxation, trade and investment, exports and imports. Our presidency will be to reform, reshape and restructure and reconstitute the international tax architecture. 3rd of September will mark discussions on heritage, culture and tourism. And on the 10th of September, we discuss the 2030 agenda and sustainable development, and with the presidency of accelerating progress towards the SDG for an ambitious G20 action plan. And on 17th September 2023, we will conclude these sessions with a valedictory function, and publishing papers and patent submission plans will be shared. So thank you one and all for the opportunity and the wonderful session. We all go back home with a lot of knowledge, insights, inputs, and probably more contribution from us to the society and the world for a sustainable and inclusive global village.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you.
Sandy.
Yes, thank you. Over to Dr. Nada.
Yes, we come to the end, but I want to share one more thing before we finish our session. So, as we embark on the grand journey of the biggest interactive knowledge exchange program, the Season 2, we are filled with eminence, joy, and anticipation. The time has come to join hands and minds in a collective pursuit of knowledge, growth, and inspiration. Welcome all to the land of India, a country renowned for its warm hospitality and profound reverence for the guests. Just like the gods are welcomed, we too hold the belief that each of you is divine presence, and we are honored to have you grace our shores. These are the words of our great founder, Sir Piyush Pandit, for all the delegates, for all who are joining the biggest interactive internship program. So the Piyush group of companies are committed and lying the betterment for the people, fostering the culture of excellence, and standing as one, ready to open the hearts and embrace the spirit of the camaraderie. For the next 6 days, when the bike-up start, the program is designed and it will promise a remarkable experience, brimming with the knowledge, sharing, collaboration, and personal growth. So the IIU platform is having this, giving you a lot of ideas. So idea to flight, aspirations to soar, dreams to manifest into the reality. So as you embark to come to India, we eagerly await the arrival at the airport where the team will be at the service, ensuring a safe and comfortable transition into the vibrant nation. Let us all unite with a leading spirit driven by the power of knowledge, compassion, motivation. Together, we shall forge memories that will inspire us for years to come. So once again, warm welcome to all of you, and may this journey be a transformative one, enriching our lives and the lives of the countries other. I want to say that now, in this moment, our Dr. Inga Karchilava, the Europe head, and her big Georgia team is on the way to India. We bless them all. We wish them a safe trip. Also, from all around the globe, the delegates are coming to India. It is still not late to join the biggest interactive project because it will be placed in a e-village. E-village where is a new school, a big international St. James school, and you are all welcome. There you will enjoy in the beautiful of the environment because it is there promoting also the rural tourism. Our great IIU team is welcoming you. Join free, be free. So this is an opportunity you need to grab. I want to say once more, thank you, respected Sir Piyush Pandit, for doing all this. Thank you, IIU. Thank you, G20 International. Thanks to our great eminent guest speakers today, discussing on the follow topic of the new materials, the next production revolution, digital technologies, future production, the diffusion of new production technologies, the power of 3D and gaming environment, bioproduction, industrial biotechnology, the future of work, industry 4, 21st century skills. So let us continue celebrating, collaborating, communicating, and catalyzing the changes to contribute to the citizenship, community, and country. We welcome you all to the next Sunday to join us on the new topic about the entrepreneurship and the MSMS.
Brilliant. Thank you, Dr. Nada. It was brilliant, really. As
Thank
usual.
you, thank
As
you. And
always,
our
really.
audience, I want to
Yeah.
thank our great audience for being always with us, supporting us, because without you, this will not have a sense. Till our next session, stay safe, stay healthy, and let us continue learning and growing together. Bye.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
sincere thanks to our chief guest, Mr. Meher Al-Kabi, who gave a wonderful start.
Yes,
Actually.
yes, it was really amazing. We're very, today, all were great. All our guests, all. I really enjoy in each second here today in this amazing session. So the third week is finished. Let us continue next Sunday. Till Sunday.
IIU doesn't not only just stop talking, like it's not just talking, we do it. That's why this inception of Bike Up program, which is again an industrial
Yes,
revolution.
yes,
It's a technology
yes.
revolution as such. So
Yes,
we
and
look
you
for-
know, our great Sir Piyush is having a birthday, so there will be a celebration. So Dr. Srividya, listen, at Sunday, we need to also have something for the celebration.
So let's celebrate now. Where's the cake?
Yes. Okay.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Until we meet again for the next Sunday. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Love you all. Thank you.